This process of hiring people for the various positions in the company, that we call it as the word staffing. Whenever there is a vacancy, you just put an ad in the newspaper. So you get a lot of applications from prospective candidates, and from them you select the best. When a person comes in search of a job, he is not seeking only for a job but also for a career. Hello everyone, I am Purnima, faculty in the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. I welcome you all to this session. In this revision session of Chapter 6, that is staffing, let us see what are the aspects we have to discuss here. So, firstly, we will be discussing about what is the meaning of the word staffing, importance of staffing, then evolution of human resource management, staffing process, aspects of staffing, recruitment, selection, training and development, differences between training and development, training methods, on-the-job methods and off-the-job methods. So, there are certain aspects. So, up till selection we will be discussing in this session, and after that we will be discussing in the next session. So, let us understand what is the meaning of the word staffing. So, staffing is putting people to jobs. It begins with workforce planning and includes different other functions like recruitment, selection, training, development, promotion, compensation and performance appraisal of the workforce. Now, what do we mean by staffing? Staffing is nothing but putting people to jobs. So, when you have a company and you have created the organization and we have created departments, within each department we have work positions. So, for each position in the department, you are hiring people. So, this process of hiring people for the various positions in the company, that we call it as the word staffing. So, that is putting people to jobs. So, it begins with workforce planning. So, workforce planning means first thing is we have to decide what is the number of employees we actually need. Then next we have to decide about the qualification for each post, what are the duties and responsibilities of each post, and based on that you have to put an application. So, when you putting an advertisement in the paper regarding the vacancies in the company. So, after seeing the advertisement, the company will receive lot of applications from the prospective candidates, and this process of just putting the advertisement in the newspaper in order to find the right person for the right job, that we call it as recruitment. Then next process is the selection. So, you select them, train them, develop them, promote them, compensate, and ultimately you give the performance appraisal. Next, staffing may involve any combination of employees including daily wages, consultants and contract employees. So, staffing not only means you are including them for the various job positions, it also includes daily wages. So, persons who are there, so the loaders who load and unload the stock, then consultants, so you consult them for legal affairs, for tax consultants, etc. So, they are also considered as staff. Under contract employees. So, contract employee means you are appointing them on a contractual basis. So, it recognizes the importance of every single person employed by an organization, as it is the individual worker who is the ultimate performer. So, no matter how much of money, machines and materials, so whatever you may have, but then the only thing which can put the things into motion is the staff. So, staff are very, very important to any organization. It is only with the help of the human resource the company will run. So, as a result of which, so staffing becomes the most important process of management, and it is only through staffing the work can be get done in the organization. Then let us understand what is the importance of staffing. So, it helps in discovering and obtaining competent personnel for various jobs. So, whenever there is a vacancy, you just put an ad in the newspaper. So, you get a lot of applications from prospective candidates, and from them you select the best. So, in this way, you can get competent personnel for various jobs. Then it makes for higher performance by putting the right person on the right job. So with the help of staffing, we can ensure that there is greater performance. How there is greater performance? Because you are appointing the right people for the right job. So we can ensure that he will be working efficiently, ensures that continuous survival and growth of enterprise through succession planning for managers. So there will be growth of the enterprise. How there will be growth of the enterprise? Through succession planning of the managers. So after one manager gets promoted, then below whoever are in line, so they get promoted to the next position. So in this way, you can see that there is a continuous growth in the organization. Next, it helps to ensure optimum utilization of the human resources. So with the help of staffing, we will be able to ensure that there is proper utilization of the human resources, and it improves job satisfaction and morale of the employees through objective assessment and fair reward for their contribution. So whenever the company is recognizing the efforts of the employees and they reward them and recognize their contribution to the company, so it will boost the morale of the employees and it will also give them a sense of job satisfaction. So we can see that these are the importance of staffing. Then as organizations grow, the number of persons employed increases. A separate department called the Human Resource Department is formed, which has specialists in managing the people. So see, nowadays we can see very huge organizations. There are more than 10 to 20,000 people working under it. So in order to manage such a huge human resource force, so it requires a separate wing called as the Human Resource Management. So with the help of the HR department, the companies are able to keep the employees satisfied. So we have this human resource development, which essentially works for the development of the human resource in the company. The management of the human resource is a specialized area which requires the expertise of many people. So this HRM comprises of people who are experts in human resource development. So as a result of which, they can prepare a career plan for each of the employees who are in the organization. So next, let us understand the importance of staffing. So, what are the duties involved in the staffing process? The first one is the recruitment. Now, what do we mean by recruitment? It is the search for qualified people. So, when you are having a vacancy in the company, you just put an ad in the newspaper. So, you will receive lot of applications. When you receive lot of applications, it means then you can have a scrutiny of those applications and then you can select the best among them. So, one who is very qualified, experienced, so he will get the job. So, it is nothing but the search for the right people. Then next one is analyzing jobs, collecting information about jobs to prepare the job description. So in the staffing process, we are appointing people for the various job positions in the organization. So for each job, we have to just have a job description. How do we write the job description? It is with the help of, you should know what are the duties assigned to that particular position, what are the responsibilities, etc. So only then you can have the job description. Then developing compensation and incentive plans. That is, for each job you develop a compensation. Compensation is the remuneration you are paying for that particular position. So how do you fix the remuneration? It will be usually on the basis of the existing rates in that particular area. So whatever the industries are paying, so you can just have in and around that same rate you can fix for each of the jobs. Then training and development of employees for efficient performance and career growth. Once you have selected the persons for the job, the next process will be you have to train them. So you cannot directly put them on the job. So before putting them on the actual job, we have to give them proper training and development in order to see that there is an efficient performance and also career growth. Then the next importance of staffing is maintaining labor relations and union management relations. Nowadays, we can see that there is a cordial relation between the management and the employees. So both have realized that they cannot survive without each other. So the management needs employees and employees need the job. So as a result of which, there is a mutual understanding between the management and the employees, and this is possible only when you have proper labor relations. Then handling grievances and complaints. So whenever there is a grievance and or a complaint against any of the officials, then how do we handle the grievances and complaints? So that is also a part of the staffing process. Then next one is providing social security and welfare of the employees. So here you can see here, these are the employees and this is the management which is taking care of the employees. So how do we take care of the employees? By providing social security and welfare. So this social security can be given by providing them with old age pension, providing them with retirement benefits, etc. And also we can see that the welfare of the employees can be ensured when you provide them with proper medical facilities, and you can provide children with educational facilities, and if the children are in the higher classes, then you can provide them for education, etc. So all these will ensure that the employees will remain in the organization for a very long period, defending the company in lawsuits and avoiding legal complications. So whenever there is a lawsuit against the company, then there should be a person who is defending the company. So a legal consultant take care of all the lawsuits against the company. Then next, let us understand what is the staffing process here. So in the staffing process, the first one is understand the client requirement. What is the requirement of the client? How many jobs are there and what is the job qualification for each job? And then next we have to decide search internal and external database. So once we decide on what is the number of jobs we have, the next will be we have to have an internal and external database. So among the employees itself, how many of them qualify for the job? So that we have to make a note of. Then next will be the candidate screening and interview. Suppose we don't find anybody or some of the positions are filled by the internal source, then next position will be from the external. So we have to have candidate screening and interview, then candidate shortlisting, then hiring the candidate, induction, deploy on the job. So this is the staffing process in a simple way. So let us understand the staffing process here, that is estimating the manpower requirements. So while dividing the organizational structure, we undertake an analysis of the decisions and the decision-making levels, activities as well as relationship with a view to the evolving horizontal and vertical dimensions of the structure. Thus, various jobs are created. So, whenever you are creating job positions within the organization, we have to take care of the organizational structure and also the horizontal structure. So, vertical structure, it refers to the chain of command which runs within the organization, and for each job, we have to fix the duties and responsibilities and also the accountability. So, in this way, we have to decide what is the manpower requirement for the job. Then, the second one is recruitment may be defined as the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. So, there are so many candidates here. So, one candidate has been shortlisted. So, that is, you are searching for the best among the various candidates. So, this process we call it as recruitment. Then, next one is selection. Selection is the process of choosing from among the pool of prospective candidates developed at the stage of recruitment. You can see there are 4 candidates or 5 candidates, and only one gets selected. So this is the selection process. Then we have the placement and orientation. Joining a job marks the beginning of socialization of the employee at the workplace. So once a new employee comes into the organization, he should be introduced to the old employees in the organization. So the employee is given a brief presentation about the company as introduced to his superiors, subordinates and his colleagues. So this is what we call as orientation process. Then training and development. What people seek is not simply a job but a career. So when a person comes in search of a job, he is not seeking only for a job but also for a career. So everyone must have the opportunity to rise to the top. The best way to provide such an opportunity is to facilitate employee learning. So the organization should facilitate employee learning in order to see that all the employees who join the organization, they rise to the top. Then the next one is the performance appraisal. So whoever performs well, he gets the winner. So we have the ranking of the people depending on their performance. So means evaluating an employee's current or past performance as against predetermined standards. So you set a standard for each of the employee, and based on the standards, you just decide how is the performance of the employee. So this process, we call it as performance appraisal. The employee is expected to know about the standards are, and the superior is to provide the employee feedback on his or her performance. So his immediate superior will rate the performance of the subordinates. So this rating done by the superior, we call it as the performance appraisal. Then next we have the promotion and career planning. So it becomes necessary for all organizations to address career related issues and promotional avenues for their employees. So whenever it is necessary for all the organizations to see that they create a career path for their employees, managers need to design activities to serve employees' long-term interests also. So whoever are the managers, they have to ensure that the employee has a career path for himself in the organization. Then next one is the compensation. All organizations need to establish wage and salary plans for their employees. So we have to remunerate the people whoever you are hiring. So what is the compensation you are paying? There are various ways to prepare different pay plans depending on the worth of the job. So what is the worth of the job and how you are compensating the people? All this will be decided in this process. Compensation refers to all forms of pay or reward going to the employees. So it not only includes the salary but also all other fringe benefits and all other gifts whatever the company is giving throughout his career. Then the next aspect, there are three aspects of staffing. One is recruitment, selection and training. Now recruitment. What is this process of recruitment? It refers to the process of finding possible candidates for a job or a function. So to do any activity in the organization, you are in search of a job. So we have resumes of so many people. Out of this, you will be searching for the most apt person for the job. So this process, we call it as recruitment. It has been defined as the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in an organization. You just search for the employees, and if you feel that they are best suited for your company, then you ask them or stimulate them to apply for the job. So this process is called as recruitment. Then the process of recruitment precedes the process of selection of the right candidate for the given position in the organization. So you stimulate people to apply for the various posts in the organization. This we call it as the process of recruitment. Then it seeks to attract suitable applicants to apply for available jobs. So now in the recruitment process, what are the different aspects? Identification of the different sources of labor supply. So first we have to identify what is the kind of labor we need and what are the sources through which we can get the labor. Second one is assessment of the validity. So whether the sources, whatever we know, whether they are valid or not, we have to check. Then choosing the most suitable source. So among the sources, you choose the most suitable source of the recruitment. Inviting applications from prospective candidates for the vacancies. The next process is you invite applications from the prospective candidates. Then the requisite positions may be filled from within the organization or from the outside. So within the organization you can fill, or you can fill from the outside. So there are two sources of recruitment. One is the internal source and the second one is the external source. Now, what do you mean by internal source of recruitment? So in this, the first one is the transfer. So it involves shifting of an employee from one job to another, one department to another, or one shift to another without a substantive change in the responsibilities and status of the employee. So in a transfer, the employee will be just shifted from one place to another, one department to another department, but there will be no change in his job position, his status, his pay, etc. Everything remains the same. Only thing is there may be a change of place, that is from one department to another or one place to another, etc. Then transfer is a good source of filling the vacancies with employees from overstaffed departments. So if you feel that in a particular department there are more number of people, more than what is necessary, then with the help of transfer you can shift those excess people to another department where there is scarcity in the organization. So it is practically a horizontal movement of employees. You can see here there is a transfer. The fish is transferring from this bowl to another. So the same way, from one department to another, if you are just shifting the people, that we call it as the transfer, and it is just a horizontal movement of the employees. The shortage of suitable personnel in one branch may be filled through transfer from other branch or department. So if you feel that there is shortage of people in one particular department, then you can fill in those shortages with the help of the other departments where there is more excess of employees. Then next, transfers can be used for training of employees for learning the different jobs. So in this, the first one is the promotion. So business enterprises generally follow the practice of filling higher jobs by promoting employees from the lower jobs. So whenever there is a vacancy, the company can also resort to promotion. That is, so there is a vacancy here. So the manager post is vacant. So immediately below him there may be 3 or 4 candidates. So A, B, C, D. So when we have so many candidates, among these people you select any one for the higher post. So this process we call it as promotion. It leads to shifting an employee to a higher position, higher responsibility, facility, status and pay. So from one post to a higher post he will be going. So this shift in the post we call it as the promotion. Then the next one is the merits. So what are the merits of internal source? So employees are motivated to improve their performance. So when there is this promotion process in the organization, then the employees will feel motivated because he will know that what is the next position he can occupy in the organization. A promotion at a higher level may lead to a chain of promotion at a lower levels in the organization. Suppose in the top level there is one promotion, from the middle level there is a promotion to the top level. So we can expect that from the lower level to the middle level also there will be promotion, and in this way we can see that promotions at lower levels in the organization also can happen. So employees work with commitment and loyalty and remain satisfied with the jobs. Also, peace prevails because of promotion avenues. So when you know that you are qualified to occupy higher positions in the job, then most of the employees will aspire to work for the higher positions in the job. So as a result of which we can ensure that there is peace in the organization. Then internal recruitment also simplifies the process of selection and placement. So when we have the internal process of recruitment, it is a simpler process compared to external recruitment. The candidates are already working in the enterprise can be evaluated more accurately and economically. So these people who are there, they are already the employees of the organization. They know well what are the rules and regulations, and if they are being promoted or transferred, then the company will not have much effort here. Then the next, transfer is a tool of training the employees to prepare them for higher jobs. Also, people recruited within the organization do not need induction training. So when there is a transfer from one department A to department B, if you are transferring the employee from one department to another, he already knows the company. So as a result of which, there is no need for training to such employees. Transfer has the benefit of shifting the workplace from the surplus department to where there is the shortage of staff. So where there are more staff, from there you can shift them to the departments where there is shortage of staff. Then filling of jobs internally is cheaper as compared to getting candidates from the external source. So from the internal source, if you are hiring the candidates, it is more cheaper than the external source. It is very costly. Then the limitations. What are the limitations of internal source? When vacancies are filled through internal promotion, the scope for induction of fresh talent is reduced. So when you are selecting people from your own employees, then you will not have an opportunity to get fresh talent into the organization. Hence, complete reliance on the internal recruitment involves danger of inbreeding by stopping infusion of new blood into the organization. So, whenever you hire people through the internal source, it will result in stoppage of new blood. So, you will not allow anybody to enter the organization, and as a result of which, there may be inbreeding in the organization. This concept of inbreeding is there when you have the internal source. Then employees may become lethargic if they are sure of time-bound promotion. So when the employees know that after a certain period of years, after serving for 3 years, you are bound to get a promotion, then what happens? They become stagnant. Anyway, after 3 years, I'm going to a higher position. So they will not perform efficiently. Then new enterprise cannot use internal sources of recruitment. So if it is a new enterprise, they will not have anybody on the job. So as a result of which, internal source will not arise for them. So no organization can fill all its vacancies from internal sources. So all organizations have to resort to external source whenever there is a vacancy in the organization. The spirit of competition among the employees may be hampered. So this spirit of competition, it will not be there when you are hiring people through internal source. Frequent transfers may reduce the productivity of the organization. So when you keep on transferring people from one department to another, from one place to another, in the long run, the productivity may be hampered. So with this, we come to the end of this session. Please make a note. This is a very important chapter. So in the staffing chapter, you may be asked questions regarding the internal source advantages and disadvantages, external source advantages and disadvantages, and you may also be asked about the staffing process. So these are sure questions for 8 marks. Please make a note of it. In the next session, I will be handling about the training and development, various on-the-job training and off-the-job training. Hope you have followed it. Thank you.